In today's video, I am going to take you through what is in my bag. These are my favorite nostalgic OG YouTube videos to watch, and specifically in ASMR. They are just always so fun to watch, relaxing. I'm nosy, so I do always love a good what's in my bag. And I've been wanting to show you what's in here, but I've also been feeling a little shy, so I haven't made a video yet. But here we are. It's been, I think, 2 years since I've done one. So let's get into it. The bag that I'm currently rocking is this Songmont medium yore hobo bag. This is a brown leather bag. I got her on Vinted, and I really love Songmont and their designs. I want to take a little moment for the Gather bag. I owned her. I'll insert footage. She was the most beautiful bag to ever be. However, I couldn't fit my water bottle and my book in there properly because it's very slouchy, and the book would kind of flop over, and then the bottle would roll around in my bag and ruin the pages. And at the end of the day, I am a practical girl, so I sold it and I got this one instead. I went with the medium size because I want my water bottle and my book to fit in there. Even if I'm not always bringing it, I do always have water on me, and though I will often carry it in my hand, I want to be able to at least chuck it on top of everything. But Songmont is, I find, a really beautiful brand with very intentional, nifty designs. That Gather bag had like an opening throughout the back where you could slide a scarf through, or you could use it as secret pockets, but it was all the way across the back and it went from one end to the other. And that was very smart, designed by a woman for sure. And I will take you through all the little compartments of this bag in a second. First, let's talk about the outside of the bag. I have 2 little charms on here, and I made them myself. The bag already comes with a little carabiner, a round one. It's very pretty. And this one I made a while ago from an old necklace that I thrifted. And I ordered like a little box of these things and rings, and then I thrifted a bunch of necklaces and I started making keychains and bag charms. And I like the sound that this makes. I don't like too much going on because I get overstimulated so easily, so noises and everything and clanging sounds I don't love, but this is soothing to me. Apologies for the birds, they're out and about. I hope that they don't bother you. Okay, let's put this back. And then I have this little flower that I made. She's kind of twisty right now. But this is with long yarns, cotton yarn from their Illusion line. said, nifty design. You can hide the excess in here. There's a little compartment. If the bag is not as full, this feels easier to do. And then it's just nice and tucked away. And I really love that feature. It has 2 pockets on each side. Here at the front, it has this magnetic little extra pouch. And this goes all the way down the middle to the bottom. And then it has a main compartment with a little pocket. And then here in the back, it has another magnetized compartment, but I'll show you at the end probably. Because I'm gonna take some things out and leave them out. Okay, let's go. In this front compartment, I always keep my sunglasses. I've been working on a sewing project. I want to make a case for them. This is my design, don't steal it. But I want to make a case like this. And then I need to put a button here. It's kind of ugly because like I said, I'm working on it. But I would ideally put it in my bag like that because I'm really sick of scratching the glass. And the hard cases are a bit too bulky for me. This is a pair of sunglasses that I thrifted 4 years ago. And at the time I bought 2 pairs because I just love them so much. These are the perfect sunglasses for me. And no pair, even though they might have similar shapes, compares to this. I broke off a leg, I put it back on, and got tiny little, screws to go in there. I'm very precious about this one. Even though I have other sunglasses, just something about these are just perfect to me. I like the way that they protect me from the sun. Like, the quality is just great. So yeah, my favorite ND filter. And then at the bottom, I have my wallet. Now, if you've seen what's in my bag 2 years ago, you know that I had a different wallet. It was one of those that opened up like an accordion. But I do carry cash, and I love coins. And every time I would open my wallet in the store, they would fall out the sides. And I am kind of sick of getting them off the grocery store floor, It's been enough, so I got a new wallet. It's from Hema. And I have this little keychain that was on my last what I use which pocket for because I wear it on my left shoulder, so I have my keys on my front pocket, so it's the other one, and then other miscellaneous things on the other one because I just like to have all that with me, so I don't get robbed. I've never actively been afraid of that happening, but you just never know. So, okay, in here I have my hand sanitizer because I grab it a lot. This is from hiii. It's a refillable one in Sunset Fleur. I only got this because it has my name on it, and I needed to add an item to an order somewhere to get free shipping. So it's this. It's overpriced. I do have one that was like €2 that I sometimes will bring that I stickered and made more fun. So it's either one of these, but right now it's this. It's got the right amount of alcohol in it to actually, you know, disinfect. I specifically use this most often when I'm at the train station, if I have to go to the bathroom or just touching things. I don't know. My frontal lobe developed and suddenly I became aware of what everyone's touching. Next thing is this little, wait, there's something missing. This is, people who are really into this are going to be very insulted maybe. But this is a little baby seal dressed up like a frog, okay? And this is from the blah 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 family. And I did look her up on the fan wiki. This is like a, what is this? It's not a stuffed animal, but it's like little dolls. And this was in one of those mystery bags. I never get them, but I wanted to try it once in my life. And I got this, and it's a purse pet, but I am keeping this in my bag in case I see one of those libraries where you trade a trinket or a book, you know, or if I run into a child and I have a fun interaction. You know, sometimes you're on the train and it just happens, and I love the idea of being able to give them something. So I'm holding on to this for someone else, essentially. But yeah. What else is in here? A key to my old house in the city, because one of my old roommates there gave this to me in case I ever need to use the bathroom when I'm in the city. Love. And then the last thing here is my AirPods. My earbuds. These are from JBL. My go-to. I wish that I was a wired headphone girl because I think it's very convenient, but I love noise cancelling, especially on public transport. So either present me with a wired pair of noise cancelling headphones, which there aren't really. Until then, I'm just gonna be rocking these. Sometimes I'll choose wired, but maybe on a walk or when I'm cycling or something. Okay, it closes like that. And then we go to the other pocket. In here I have tissues because I had a gnarly cold that's lasted me like 3 weeks. This has little hearts on it. I think it's very cute. It's from the pack at Lima. So tissues. I really like generally having tissues on me in case there's no toilet paper or you get a runny nose or you scratch yourself or whatever it is. Wiping things down is always nice. Then we've got my keys. These are in this pocket. I'll show you my keychains. always have this carabiner on me because it's just easy to attach it to your bag without having to dig for it, especially if you're using a tote bag or something, or on your trousers, wherever. And then I currently have 3 keychains on here. One of them is my pocket knife, which comes in handy all the time. There's scissors in here and a little knife, little toothpick. I love it. My dad gave it to me years ago. It's always with me. This is a keychain with pictures of my best friends that I just like to have. And then this is a little pouch that I made for my earplugs. I love Loop. This isn't sponsored, but sponsor me. I've had them for years. I did lose one at a festival once, but my new ones, or newest ones, I think this is their Coachella edition or something. They're orange and blue, like this. I think they're very pretty. They do their job so well. When I had that 2-month migraine, at one point I lost my sleeping earplugs and I used these instead, and I really, really needed them, and they did their job, and that's when I know that it's good. But, like I said before, I don't love it when things sound too clanky, whatever the sound is. And the little container that these come in, it irritates me, the sound that it makes, the shape of it, so I made a little pouch. And I think it's adorable. So yeah, that lives on my keychain. And this is also the pocket where, if I am done wearing my jewelry, I will put my rings in here. Because I often start off with jewelry and then I get overstimulated and I take them off and I put them in there. So now we get to the main compartment. There's a magnet, like I said, for this whole back pocket, and there's 5 cents attached to the magnet. So, oh no, this is 1 cent. We don't even use these anymore. I don't know how it got there, but that's 1 cent. I got money, okay? Alright. For the main compartment. This is where we're gonna get very Mary Poppins. These are my bike keys. I got into gravel biking. This would normally never be in my bag, but my lock is up here, and so it's in my bag. My water. This is a bottle from Kombucha. I have one of their bottles, and it's my emotional support water bottle. I love it so much, and I posted it on my Instagram story back when I had Instagram, and the brand sent me a bottle, which I thought was really cool, and I felt like a true influencer back then. So thank you guys. I love these colors, and it's a great bottle. It keeps it nice and cool. Sure reminder to drink water. Did you drink yours? Okay, good. Now my throat is gonna make noise. Yeah. Okay. Next up, more tissues. A deodorant. No one likes to stink. This is from Happy Earth. It is 24-hour no aluminum chlorohydrid pure deo stick. Now, I'm gonna gossip for a little bit, okay? Come here. I used to have the Wild deodorant, and they're all about save the planet, we're so natural, and then they sold themselves to Unilever. I think that's kind of spineless, and I think that Unilever is everything that Wild says to not stand for, so I decided not to buy their stuff anymore. I really liked it, but I'd rather put my money elsewhere, so this works the same essentially. push up the bottom, and then the deodorant comes out. And it's vegan and B Corp certified, so I like it. This is all in the inner pocket of the bag, by the way. We've got 2 lip products here. This is my Summer Fridays Butter Balm, and I put a little 4-leaf clover on it because one time I ordered some jewelry on Vinted and she added these charms, and I thought that it was cool, and I saw that all the girlies were putting jewelry on their products, and I think that's so whimsical and cute. And I have a 4-leaf clover here, so if I put it in the side pocket, this peeks out, and I think that that's cute too. It's silly, but whatever brings you joy, you know. This is a Glossier lip product, Ultra Lip, in the shade Cranberry. And it's a really lovely color. I'll swatch it on my hand. This is like one of the more perfect shades for me. I have lip products on, but and I love the tone of this. And what I'll often do is I'll go like this, and then I'll put it on my nose and like a little bit on my cheeks. So that I look a little bit more alive if I'm out and about somewhere, and if I'm not wearing makeup or I feel that I look a little bit dead, I put this on. Okay. Oh yeah. I've got some candy. These are sugar-free candies. This is orange flavor, and I have a lemon flavor too. I prefer the lemon, but this is in my bag. And then I have this old little pill container. This used to have my medication in it, but I started bringing more and it doesn't fit, so I always have quite a big tub of gum in my car, and I put it in here. So this is where some gum lives. I think it's very chic and whimsical. So that's the inner pocket empty. So now we're really getting into the main part of the bag. I'm gonna start with this junkster. This is my pocket notebook. This is a Paper Republic portfolio that I decorated with my own elastic cord and a button from my mom's cabinet and some charms from old necklaces and a little cowboy hat. And I like to take this with me for several reasons. This is I'll do a tour maybe at some point. I have a little charcoal pencil, a regular pencil, and then a multi-pen. Getting a multi-pen for a pocket notebook is like the best decision I ever made because it has red ink, black ink, and a pencil, and then an eraser at the top. It's from Pennock, and it's just really, really handy. I have this little dotted grid journal where I do habit tracking and just random notes, ideas, sometimes just dumping thoughts if I don't have my journal with me. So I like to use it for everything. This is a crossword book that I made. I love doing a little puzzle, and some stamps and whatever, but also tiny little pencils. This is pretty gimmicky, but it's fun to have this array of colors, and it just slides in the back, and I have it at hand. I do have a tip if you want to carry around pencils. You don't want to get the full-size ones. Get the ones from a restaurant. Shout out Landal. Ik was altijd ook Apollo, dus dit voelt goed om te hebben. Reminder aan wie ik ooit was. Als je het niet weet, ik werkte ooit in Fun and Entertainment, dus ik was letterlijk soms Apollo. Een egeltje erbij, on the back. This is from a vacation park that I worked at as an entertainer, and I was the bear sometimes. I don't want to talk about it, but you can carry those as well. I just found these before I found these back in some box in the attic. But yeah, long story long, this is my pocket notebook that I like to always have on me. And then I have this little bag for groceries. You could just fold up a tote bag and put it in your bag. But I bought this from a store in Utrecht from a lady who I think is really amazing, and she was closing her shop, so I wanted to support her. And this is a very, very cool design. It rolls out like this, and then you grab the handles, and it becomes a bag. And it's very easy to put it back to its original shape. I just always have something on me in case I have to pick up groceries, or if I end up buying a gazillion books or whatever it is, or if I have to bring something to a friend, I can just put it in this and then, yeah, not carry so much stuff. I love it. I have a little monkey. This is my first pet. I just wanted to add a little bit of whimsy to my bag. And I've had this one since I was like 8 or something. And I think that he's very cute, and it's a nice sensory thing. So yeah, he doesn't even have a name, so if you have any ideas for my little monkey, it's brought me so much joy. I really used to be very, everything in my bag has to be practical, and now I want to have a little bit of just whimsy and fun and nostalgia in my bag, so it's my little monkey. I have a film camera. This is I'm sorry, I'm not tapping on things that much. This is the Olympus MGU2, and not to brag, but it's a limited edition. So it's a dark brown, and it's kind of glittery, and it has gold hardware for details, whatever you would call it, gold colored button, and it works like a charm, and it's so beautiful. And it's f2.8, which is absolutely beautiful, 35mm. I love a large aperture so much, so very, very grateful to have this. And I've just been enjoying taking photos for my journal and just having this around. I used it for my brother's birthday, but also in the city for my friend's birthday and a walk in the woods, and I like that at the end of the roll you get such a mixture of memories, and I really like that. Got some receipts. It's from Decathlon. Another receipt from Dreamland. That's a toy store, which I'll get to. And then I have the pouch. The pouch here, but I need to put something down. So within my bag, there are certain items that I will take out and put in different bags, and this pouch is one of them, as well as the foldable bag, my wallet, my sunglasses, probably the film camera if it fits, and then it depends on how much space I have and what kind of bag and occasion. But this has everything that I want to have on me at all times. Some of it is essential, some isn't. I'll start off with the essential. This is my little pill box. I take magnesium every day. That's in here. I have some other supplements in here, and then I have some things in case I get a migraine. So something for nausea if I'm somewhere in public and it hits me, which is my nightmare. I feel a little bit more prepared. I do have some medication that doesn't work perfectly on me, which I'll get to, but I just like the idea of having it in case it really hits the fan and I need something and I need to get home, or it's like an emergency kit. It also has things for motion sickness. If I ever get explosive diarrhea somewhere, I've got something. If someone else needs something, and I've got ibuprofen, just in case. But I do need this on me because my magnesium is also in here, so. A hair tie, a guitar pick with a picture of my best friends that they made for me in 2018. Travel perfume. This is refillable. It currently has Glossier U, and yes, the bag does smell like that. I also made inner pockets in this bag, which I'm very proud of, and it's very convenient. I've got 2 tampons, because, you know, you never know. I've got a labello, and this is kind of like a chapstick, but it's also tinted, and it's similar in use for me as the Glossier. It's just more sheer. It's the bottom swatch. And I will also like put this on my cheeks or my nose if I want a little bit of oomph. Okay, it smells really good too. Blackberry. Eye drops, because I get really dry eyes. Because I wear contacts. Your girl is blind, so I do have extra contacts on me, because if I lose one, I would be sad. And usually if I go somewhere, I also have my car. And driving and being unable to see is mostly illegal, I believe, and also very inconvenient, so a little hair clip. Another guitar pick. You just never know when you need to jam. I rarely play with guitar picks, but they're just in here. This is a body cream, mostly for hand cream purposes, and just if I do get really dry, but also the smell. This is by the Fireplace from Replica, which is my favorite perfume ever. I've talked about it a lot. I've had it for a long time, and it's just my scent. I don't know, and having that little tube is so nice. This is my tryptan injection. This is for if I get a really severe migraine and nothing helps. I need to do that on my leg, and it's a painkiller basically. It doesn't work perfectly on me, but it does do something, and I feel like I just want to have this really in case of emergency if I am somewhere, like I said, and I need to get home or whatever. It does ease the pain, even though it's temporary. Bobby pins, always using those, so more bobby pins. A pen. This is a black pen. I'm a black ink girl, okay? Electrolytes. This is is electrolytes with orange flavor. That also ties into the migraines or explosive diarrhea, you know. Anyway, then I've got a couple of glasses wipes. And last but certainly not least, my tea. I always have tea on me. Is there a condom here as well? Yes, there is. Be safe. You never know when you need to help a friend either. I love having an array of teas on me in case I'm ever somewhere and the tea is disgusting, and sometimes they only have black and green tea, and I don't drink that because it has caffeine in it, and I don't do that. So I've got ginger lemon by Pickwick. Another one. I've got yogi tea, relax. Need that more often than you would think. And a chamomile for the same purposes. So that's everything in my everything pouch, and I'm really happy with what I'm bringing. I like that this is quite compact. I was a little bit like, ooh, maybe this is too small, but it's good because it helps me to not overpack. Because at the end of the day, I can live without a lot of these things, and I'm not afraid to leave the house without a lot of these things. But I do like to be prepared. I'm very type A, if you didn't know yet. Am I missing something? Shipping label from Vinted. And then that's everything in the main compartment. And now we get to this whole other section that was hidden. So, first we've got a pen. This is my pen for my journal. I'm either using this or a fountain pen, but currently I'm using this Micron pen from Bigma Sakura. I don't even know. It's a brown color, and I love it, and the 0.1 is perfect for me. So that's my pen of choice for my journal, which is here. I'm currently using a moleskin. I've been going back and forth a lot on what journal I wanted. It was a whole thing. I'll talk about it in a journaling video at some point, but I need to get back into the practice of writing because it helps me so much. And if I get too precious about how it looks and whatever, I stop writing. So I just need to be able to write everything down. So this does the job. I do like a fun title page, so this is on the inside with 2 poems that I like, and then I have another page with some poems that sometimes I just need to revisit, just in case. A book. I just started Lily King's Writers and Lovers last night, so I put it in my bag to show you. Also to show you what this bag can fit, because I think it's crazy. I think that for the 5 pages that I read, I'm intrigued, and I so far enjoy the writing style. I'm curious to see how that progresses. Recently out of a devastating love affair and mourning the death of her beloved mum, Casey is lost. The novel she has been writing for 6 years isn't going anywhere. Her debt is soaring, and at 31, with all her friends getting married and having kids, she feels too old for things to be this way. Then she meets Silas, maybe Silas in English. He is kind, handsome, interested, but only a few weeks later, Oscar, older, fascinating, troubled, walks into her life, his 2 boys in tow. Suddenly, Casey finds herself at the point of a love triangle, torn between 2 very different relationships that promise 2 very different futures, and she's still got to write that book. I don't know if the plot is going to be my vibe. I don't love a love triangle, but I've heard so many good things about Lily King that I just wanted to experience it, and And we played this so much, and you know, to do the whole board game wherever, that's a lot. So I wanted the card game so I could play it with friends, but I haven't had this for long. That toy store receipt is from when I bought this game, but the game does take like around 30 minutes. I don't know how convenient it's going to be. I just want to give it a try, and it's also good to have in the house, but I have had that in my bag. And then the last thing in my bag is a measuring tape, a mini one. You never know when you're out thrifting, or if I see something for a sewing project or whatever. This has come in very handy, and I got this at the thrift store as well, so very happy with Manon's